Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am finally trying some new food. This is Sri Lankan food. So what inspired this was I saw this dish called Kottu Roti and it looked so good. It's basically like a tortilla curry, so I really wanted to try it. I will link the recipe, actually both recipes, down below. This is supposedly a Sri Lankan biscuit, like layered biscuit dessert. But yeah, I'm very excited. So let's just jump right into it. Dessert first. So basically it has a chocolate buttercream frosting, vegan, and then it's layered with almost like shortbread cookies. They call for Marie biscuits, but I couldn't find any, so like you can use vegan digestive biscuits if you want, and then you dip those in a milk, vegan, and then you like layer the frosting and the cookies. And then I drizzled it with chocolate and some cashews. It's really soft. Honestly, it just tastes like I'm eating frosting. Wow, that's really sweet. It's good though. But I think next time I would try to do probably a double layer of cookies and then less frosting, so you could get more of like the biscuit flavor. Also, I don't have anything to talk about today, so grab some snacks and come hang out with me. Yeah. Alright, let's try some of this. So it called for leeks and maybe another vegetable, I don't remember. But I didn't have any and I kind of just wanted carrots anyway. So yeah, there's just carrots and then tortilla pieces. Yum. I should have brought rice. It kind of gives me like pasta vibes, really thick noodles in a curry sauce, but it's so good, and the tortillas aren't soggy, they're just really soft. Oh my gosh, the other day at work, so we have a main timer on the oven that we use. If you didn't know, I work at a vegan cinnamon roll bakery. On the oven that we use, it has a main timer, but then we also have a few different timers on the side. So if we're putting various things in the oven, we can have like the main timer for the cinnamon rolls because those are the most frequented items to go in the oven. And then we have the other timers for if we're making cookies or other baked goods, or if we have multiple trays, like if one goes in at this time and then we need to put another one in, we have separate timers for that. And that's exactly what happened the other day. And I used the blue timer, which I think we had not been using for a little bit because there was something wrong with it. I just remember there was a reason why we weren't using the blue timer. Anyway, so I put a tray of rolls in the oven, not thinking anything of it, and I click the blue timer. And I'm working with one of my other coworkers. I think we were just hanging out in the back, just talking, and it was kind of slow, so we didn't have a lot of customers, and it was later in the night as well. I don't remember exactly how long it had been, but in my head, very subconsciously, I had this feeling like I was forgetting something. And it was really weird, but I kept brushing it off because it was very, very slight. Then we went out front because somebody came in, and I looked in our heater where we keep our cinnamon rolls, and there was only one tray in, and we usually like to keep 2 in there at all times. And so I thought I just forgot to put a tray in, so I go to help the customer, and I think he only ends up getting baked goods and then he heads out. And I remember when I was taking his order, I thought, it smells extra cinnamony in here. Like, usually I get used to the smell, but I could smell the cinnamon. Then I remembered I did put a tray in, and so I opened the oven so fast, and I found some black cinnamon rolls chilling in there. Not chilling, burning. And so I checked the blue timer and it said 0, when typically when the time is up, it will beep and then go back to like 13 minutes or however long we're baking the stuff for. So it was just at 0. And I think like the beeping is broken or something, because it works every now and then, but we didn't hear it, obviously. And it's loud enough for us to hear it too when it does go off. So yeah, my coworker was just laughing at me, but I felt so bad. I mean, it happens, but they were so dark, and they smelled okay, but then when we were like throwing them away, I could smell the burnt cinnamon and the burnt sugar, and it burned. It was not a fun time. I think it was the same night that I was with, yeah, because I was with the same coworker. And we ended up going out back because we have a back door that leads to the outside, and sometimes we go out there if the back room gets too cold. And so we went out there because she was cold. I was standing in the doorway, propping the door open because I was kind of hot because I had been working. Anyway, so standing in the doorway so I could still feel the cool air. And all of a sudden I hear something that sounds like something breaking, or somebody like popping their neck or cracking their neck really loudly. And I freaked out and I whipped my head back and I was like, what the heck was that? Because we had no customers out front. We were all alone. And I look back and my coworker, she was sitting on a chair, and she sits up and she goes, what was that? I could totally tell it was her. She had her phone hooked up to a speaker that we have in the back, and she started playing farting noises on the speaker. I was like, but bro, that didn't sound like a fart. I thought like we were about to die. Anyway, she started laughing really hard, and then she started playing a longer one. She said she did it one time with one of my other coworkers, and she was in the bathroom, and the other coworker was in the room where the speaker was, and she started playing fart noises. Anyway, so she starts playing a longer one while we're out back. And I'm just laughing, like I'm dying. I thought it was so funny, of course, because I'm just a child. And then we hear the door, and she keeps playing it. So a customer came in and was probably hearing these noises in the back. I felt so bad. I was like, bro, turn it off. Anyway, yeah, we have some fun times at work. I'm really sad though because this coworker just left and I'd been working with her since the beginning. She was the one that got hired like a few weeks before I got hired. So we were working together the whole time pretty much. And she was such a good worker. Like every time I started working on something, she would come and help me and it would make it get done like that. So yeah, I miss her, but it's okay. It's always like a scary change in the beginning when we get a new worker because we all vibed so well. And there have been not so great employees in the past. Not when I was working there, but I've heard some things. So it's always just a little nerve-wracking to get a new employee. Anyway, those are some random work updates, even though they're not even really updates, they're just little stories. But I hope you enjoyed. Alright guys, that is the end of today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. I promise I'm trying to get to all of the new foods. It's going to take a while, but I promise I'm trying. If you've tried either of these out before, let me know. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and if you want to see more. And don't forget to subscribe. By the way, it's free. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.